Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Western Cape Teachers Forum, a platform where we educate, empower, and excel. We educate through dialogue, sharing information so that we can empower ourselves with the knowledge gained so that we can excel in our respective spaces. Now, colleagues, tonight we are talking to matriculants, the class of 2020. Now, many of you would know that the learning program remained unchanged for the grade 12 class of 2020 compared to the rest of the grades that were curtailed. And so there were adapted teaching plans or approaches that where they were concerned. And so the matriculants had a rough one. They had to contend with, besides the pandemic, also with institutional closure periods as well as other disruptions during the school year thus far. Now, the end of year examination starts on the 5th of November this year, and they will be kickstarting with home language. The prelims ended last week, and so they are very busy, and I can imagine in some areas they are stressed, they are anxious, and so we decided to take the conversation tonight to the matriculants. Now, tonight we'll be speaking to two different learners. The one is Rafiek Salie. He's a matriculant at Rocklands High School, and then we'll be speaking to Sibakazi Zigebe. Now, Rafiek Salie, 4 days ago, he posted in 18th of October 2020, he posted the following. So tomorrow, the 19th of October, will be my first NSC paper. I've been on this journey for 14 years, and in the year 2020, this journey comes to an end. It's been extremely difficult with this pandemic and all, but all I can say is Alhamdulillah. I've pushed through till the end. I've grown up with a single parent with no father figure in my life. But my mother did a very good job, and I'm proud to have a mother like mine, a hardworking parent whom I love with all my heart. This journey is ending for me, and I'm facing a new chapter in my life, and I'm grateful and proud of myself for pushing through. I know many have doubted me, but look at me now. I'm better off than before. Uh, but last but not least, I want to wish every matriculant good luck with their upcoming exam. Now, Mr. Salie, good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking, and thank you for joining us today. Now, did you imagine that this post that you entered on Facebook would go viral and receive thousands upon thousands of likes and shares?
I posted it out of my heart. What I felt. That's what I felt like. I didn't post it for any fame or to get a name and all that. I posted it because I felt like posting, and I felt like wishing good luck to each and every matriculant facing going through this difficult time. As a matriculant at Rocklands High, uh, it's been quite hectic for me and each and everyone. And my word out to you guys is uh, keep the hard work going, stay focused, and then we'll get out of it. Surely we'll.
Hard work pays off, sir. And I mean, I commend the class of 2020. Many years from now, you guys will look back and say, we were that class that made it. And so hold on, sir. It is not over until it's over. Now, Rafik, what was the most challenging part of this year for you? And how have you managed to cope with some of the challenges? I know in your post, you've made mention of the fact that your mom is a single parent and some people doubted you. So what were some of the challenges or greatest challenges of 2020 as a matriculant for you?
The greatest challenges for me was working on my own, because I'm not someone who work on my own, sitting with the books and all that. For me, I'm more like I need the teacher giving the lesson and all that. So for me, working on my own was the most difficult part of it all. And on the other hand, with having a single parent and all that, my mother was there to support me. She motivated me. We have our ups and downs here and there, but at the end, she is wanting the best for me, and that's the reason why she's being hard on me. She's always nagging and all that, but at the back of my mind, I know why she's nagging. I know the reason why, because she just wants the best for me.
Yeah. And that is what every parent wants from their children. And I mean, I just see here that in your post you said this journey took you 14 years. Now talk to us about that. I know the 12 years are the grade. You know, you've got 1 to 12, it's 12 years, and then there's maybe the grade R. But you mentioned 14 years. Talk to us about that.
The reason being I added 14 years in it was I added grade R and I repeated 1 year in grade one.
Okay, so you repeated one in grade one. All right, and that really speaks about your character, the resilient character, not giving up. And Afrikaans is a saying that goes aanhouer wen, and most certainly, the fact that you've been faced with a repetition at the beginning of your scholastic career speaks about your character. And so, thank you for showing up every time. Now let's quickly talk about. I know a lot of people have been speaking about COVID and lockdown and all of that, but right in, I think, March of this year, when you heard the word lockdown and COVID-19 for the very first time, what went through the mind of Rafiek Salie?
What uh, the moment I heard lockdown, schools are closing down and all that. I've had a hectic 3 months from January until March. So what went through my mind was holiday, this and that. Oh, I'm gonna be at home resting and all that. But at the end of the day, whilst being at home, uh, what it came to my mind that this is not holiday because I need to finish matric. I want to be in a better situation. In 2021, I want to be in a better situation. So I wanted to be in a better situation in 2021, and that's the reason why I worked. When I was at home, I worked hard, and I forgot about just being at home and sleeping, having a holiday, and all that. I just tried to stay focused, tried working on my own, and at the end of the day, I didn't look where I am today.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Now, Rafiq, I said earlier that the matric class of 2020, they start their finals on the 5th of November. That's in a few weeks' time. Now, give me one word that comes to mind thinking about the end of your exam. Just one word.
Like anxiety,
All right.
nervous.
Yeah. And that is very, very, very understandable. Now, do you believe, given this year and the challenges and the anxiety, especially for the matric, do you feel that this class of 2020 can still produce quality results? Considering the stress and anxiety that many of you guys are feeling.
If, like for instance, if you put your mind to it, you will definitely will produce quality results. But for some, like in my situation, who cannot work on their own, who need the bits and pieces of a teacher explaining, putting it into more words and all that. Um, and then the others again who can work on their own and so on, they, well, everyone will be able to produce quality results if we put our mind to it and just work
Yes.
hard towards it.
100%. Now, Rafik, at this stage, I just want to greet some of the people on our page. Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining this conversation and wishing our matriculants well. I see Fazlin Abrams Isaacs has tagged your principal, Mr. Palston, into the conversation. Yeah, you can see. I don't know if Fazlin is related to, or by any way related to the school, but greetings,
She's a
Fazlin.
English teacher.
She's there.
She's one of the English teachers at Rocklands High.
Oh wow! Good evening, Ms. Isaacs, English teacher at Rocklands High School. Thank you for joining. I also see Mr. Nicholas Peter. He's a principal there, all the way from Worcester, and he's saying good luck to the class of 2020. And then Tertia Mini says she's watching from Worcester. Andre Rix is saying well done, Rafik Sali. And there are so many people here. Farida Rowland says all the best to the matric class of 2020. Um, and then, of course, Ms. Taryn Lefora, she's working at the Mitchell's Metro South Education District Office, the Education Office. And she says everything of the best to the class of 2020. Well done. I'll take one more and then we'll move on with the conversation. Somebody, Ilham Basadin says, Rafik, we're really proud of you back home. Keep it up, boy. Keep going. You'll make a success of your life, inshallah. I mean, keep making your mommy proud, Rafik. We your biggest fan. Is Ilham Basadin anywhere related to you, or do you know her?
She's related to me. She's married to. my cousin.
Oh,
She's back home.
okay, okay, no, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. It's an absolute amazing, sight to behold that people are supporting our matriculants. And then, of course, Shamila reads his salam, my child. I'm not sure whether she's also related to you.
That's one of my biggest motivators for
Talk to her.
the 5 years I have been on high school. She's been there pushing and drilling me to work hard towards what I'm wanting in life and all that. So, big shout out to her, Shamila Reed. I say shukran for everything.
Okay, okay. And then I'll take one more. I said earlier, one more. Kayla Solomon says, you go, Rafi, keep up the resilience. Now, resilience is a very, very strong word. It says, you keep going at it. You keep going at it without, you are non-stop. So well done. And thank you, Kayla, for your input. Now, let us bring a lady with the name of, let me just see where we are now. Okay, so I'm gonna bring somebody into the conversation. Yes, Miss Sibakazi Zigebe, and she is a matriculant at Protea Heights Academy, all the way in Brackenfell, and she wrote IT or Information Technology today, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, Sibakazi, good evening to you.
Of evening, sir.
Well, tell me something. Did you write Information Technology today,
Yes,
and how did that go?
it went well. There are certain questions that I knew and others I did not. And obviously, I only focused on the ones that I knew and strive for the best with with those that I knew.
Well, your best is good enough. Now, because if I were to ask you to describe your Matric 2020 experience in a few sentences, how would you respond to that?
My matric year was interesting, difficult, especially because of the pressures of being in matric as well as the COVID pandemic that delayed so many programs and extra classes that we could have used for practicing for our exams and all.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you think back, Sivakazi, in 2019 when you were grade 11 learner, what was the one thing that you were looking forward to being a matriculant the following year? What was the one thing you look forward to?
Uh, my matric ball, obviously, as well as passing very well in June, so I could send to my universities as well as my university acceptance letters and all. But obviously, that was delayed due to the pandemic and all.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Rafik, what was the one thing that you were looking forward to as a grade 11 learner, looking forward to your matric year, your final year?
Most the my biggest thing I was looking at was at my matric goal. That's something everyone looks forward to in the year grade 11 and grade 12.
Yeah. But I mean, in some cases, I believe that in some schools have still managed to get a matric ball of some sorts going for the matriculants, whereas other schools have decided, look, because of the COVID regulations, it's simply not possible. Now, Sibakazi, in your case, has that event been cancelled in its entirety?
No, they have a plan B. They considered making a dinner instead of a matric ball. Everyone dances to consider the children that did buy dresses and suits early in the year.
Yeah. Okay, Rafik, you in your side, what did Rocklands I decide upon? Did they decide we're canning it for the entire year, or have they managed to also develop a plan B?
They cancelled it totally, totally.
Is that so?
Yeah. But
Ah,
on the
man.
other hand, as a class, we decided to do something together and have dinner as well.
Okay, no, that is fantastic. I mean, to have a dinner still going, and I mean, at least it's something, it's a consolation prize, but nevertheless, it's something special that the school managed to do. Now, Sivakazi, let me ask you something. If you had a button in your hand with the words "Reset 2020" and start it all over, né? If you had that magical button where you can press it and say, I'm going to start everything this year over and redo it, minus all the challenges I faced, would you have done that?
Yes, most definitely. There's many things I would have liked to achieve this year and goals that are set last year already, and due to the setbacks, I couldn't. So restarting the year would be such a privilege and would be so much fun to redo 2020 without all these challenges as well.
Sure. Rafik, your side, I mean, if you had the opportunity to have this year repeated from the beginning, would you have opted for the same choice?
Exactly the same as he said, because I was looking forward to many things, giving, bringing home great results at the end of the day. But with all, despite the pandemic and all, I'll try my utmost best and give it my all to bring home the good results.
No, 100%, sir, 100%. Now, let me ask you, Rafik, whilst you're on the floor, mention one of your biggest role models and one of the biggest motivators, even before 2020, but more so during this year. One person, or maybe many persons that you can think of immediately that pushed you to always strive for the best.
The one, it's my mother, Najwa Salie. She's watching me right now. Um, she has been one of my motivators all my life. So I just want to say shukran to you, mommy, for everything that you have ever done for me, for motivating me, for pushing me to become the better young man, and to, okay. And the other one is Miss Shamila Reed from Rocklands High. Shukran to you for always motivating me to do better, to go to class, to always just do my best. I say shukran to you and to everyone else motivating me and always telling me to do better, to be the, to to go out there and reach for the stars.
Yeah. Now, fantastic. Sibakazi, your side, who are some of the role models that you can think of the kafia that really push you?
I would first like to say my parents, they always motivate me to strive to do my best, as well as my teachers at school, especially my maths teacher, who always motivates us, especially in the subject with maths, where majority struggles. She motivates us to always strive to do our best, and our best is the best that we can do, as well as my ex-principal, Miss Horn, who had a great work ethic, and I would like to derive that work ethic from her. So yeah.
Wow, Ms. Horn, and just for those who are watching and for those who may not know, Ms. Horn is currently, she's been appointed as the Metro North Education District Director within the Western Cape Education Department, and she was the former principal of Protea Heights Academy. So yeah, thank you, Ms. Horn, for still impacting lives. Now, Graphic, what are your plans after school? What are you planning to do in terms of, post-matric?
I'm planning on studying safety society at Falls Bay in Westlake. The course, it's 3 years. Safety in society, basically, it's going into law, policing, army, navy, and all that. Reason being, I'm wanting to do this is because, yeah, I want youngsters like me to see that there is a better life out of the ghetto. Like I'm wanting to rule out drug dealers, gangsterisms, and all that. I'm wanting to work against all that. That's the reason why I chose that career.
Sure, a young man with vision and a young man with resilience. Wow, I just want to pick up Sibakazi, before I ask you about your plans after school. Mr. Andre Rix is saying the following: an emotional roller coaster. Well done to all the matrics that persevered throughout the year and still at it, waiting to write finals. Hang in there. You will succeed. Thank you, Andre, for that beautiful message coming through. And I think Andre messaged something. Oh, Lucinda said here, well done, Rafik. So proud of you, Lucinda's. Oh, that is a very interesting surname, Lucinda. I don't want to embarrass myself here during a live Facebook, so I think it's Schlosh. And then Farida Rowland, Rafik Marcos Haili. So, what a fantastic young man. Wow, fantastic, fantastic. Andre, One more last one from you: law enforcement, Metro Police, and the Navy. That I think that's in response to yours, Rafik, where you mentioned your career choice post matric. So thank you, colleagues, for that. Thank you, everybody, for participating thus far. It's amazing, amazing to see the amount of engagement we're receiving here tonight, all in support of our matrics of 2020. Now, Sibakazi, talk to us about your plans post matric 2020.
I would like to study engineering since I enjoy maths and physics. And obviously, the influences that I had from our school also had the influence of me choosing engineering since I was also involved in robotics and all. So that also motivated me to go into the direction of engineering and also motivating young females to go into STEM subjects as well.
Sure, sure. No, you guys are exciting me. I tell you what, when I mean, I'm not that old. I matriculated about what is it? 2020, so I matriculated about 19 or 20 years ago. So I don't know if that classifies as big old, but certainly we never use the words robotics and coding and all of these things. So when you speak about these terms, it excites us because the future most certainly looks extremely bright for you guys. Rafik, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but tell me what is the tell me talk to us about one thing that not a lot of people know about Rafiq Saleh.
Well, Rafiek Salie he's the kind of guy who likes to associate with people, getting to know people more, and basically that's just me, a very friendly type, like helping around where I can, speak to people I don't know, like I'm the friendly kind. Yeah, that's basically me.
Wonderful. Sibakazi, let us into some of those secret places. What is the one or two, no, okay, which is one thing that people don't know about Sibakazi Zigebe?
I enjoy reading. I'm very introverted compared to Rovik. And I enjoy things that like I enjoy things that people don't usually enjoy. For example, anime, K-pop, and all. And yeah, that's basically me.
I don't even want to ask. I've heard some people on the radio station. One of my greatest inspirations is Aidan Thomas. He's a breakfast radio host at Hot 104.9. And when he speaks about these things to the youngsters on the Scholar Holler show, he says anime and what is the other thing that you mentioned now? K-pop. I have no clue what that means, and I'm not going to embarrass myself once again to ask you what that entails. So, Rafik, I just want to talk to you. I just want to show you a few quick comments here. David Phillips says, "Well done to Rafik. Thank you, Mr. Phillips, for your contribution." Sibakazi, Andre is asking, which engineering are you referring to?
Mechatronics, which
Met-
entails mechatronics, which entails mechanical engineering as well as electronic.
wow, fantastic, fantastic. Sibakazi, do you want to read that one first?
Wow, Sukazi, keep at it, young lady. Make your parents proud and community proud. All the best for exam. Thank you,
That comes
Farida.
from that comes Frida Rowland, yes. And then there's Zakira Johnson. To all the matrics of 2020 learners, we as parents are very proud of you. I know this was a very tough year with the virus missing out school for many months, but we know that you guys will make a success in everything you doing now and still going to do in life. My wish to you is keep on trying, keep doing your best, and you will succeed. I also wish you very well in your exams, and I will keep all students from 2020 in my du'as and the prayers, inshallah. A proud parents from an ex Rocklands High school. Okay, so thank you guys for that. Cindy Lee Mayer King is saying all the best. And then lastly, Najwa Salie is saying, I'm proud, very proud of you, Rafik. Keep making me proud and I'll support you through everything, my child. Is that your mommy?
That is my mother, yes.
Oh, fantastic, man. Thank you, mommy, and well done for raising such a fine, astute young man. And thank you for showing up here tonight during the live broadcast to Facebook and YouTube, as well as I think one other platform. All right, now, as we land this plane or as we end the conversation, I'm going to start with Sibakazi and then I'll go back to the, or maybe I'm going to start with, no, let's start with Sibakazi. And the ladies first. Sibakazi, What message of hope do you want to express to the thousands of anxious and concerned matriculants at this stage?
Um, the last message I would like to give to Matrix is to power through this last exam. It's our last stretch. Nothing can stop us at this point. The sky's the limit, and all you have to do is just power through and study hard, and the world is your oyster after you're done with Matric.
Sure, sure. The world is your oyster. VA, yes, oulik man. Rafik, what message of support you want to send to your fellow matriculants of 2020?
All I'm wanting to say to my fellow matriculant friends, family, strangers, and all, class of 2020, I'm just wanting to wish you well on this journey. We're almost there. Push through, stay calm, work hard, and pray always help. The man above help those who help themselves. So in we need to help ourselves so he will be able to help us. But all I can tell you is work hard and reach for the stars.
Fantastic, and I think I couldn't have said it any better. And before I say goodbye to you guys, I just need to bring up a couple of comments here, and then we'll take our say our goodbyes. Lucinda's again saying Ravik is a very friendly, obedient, and lovable child, and he would do anything for his mom and sisters. I'm hoping that's true, Mr. Salie.
Of course,
And then suddenly, once again, it's like amazing. I think she's referring to the both of you, how well articulated you are, and how confident you are, and how resilient the both of you are, despite the challenge of 2020. Um, Naja was saying, I'm very proud of you, Rafik. Keep making me proud, and I'll support you through everything, my child. And I think I've said that already. Nikki Lewis, wishing all matrix the very best for the NSC exams, reach for the stars. And lastly, Nazreen Hendricks, good luck to the Rocklands High in Glendale. I'm Matriculants X Rocky. Okay, so there's a lot of Rocklands High School, but Sibakazi, you from Protea Heights, all in the north, and I know that I've asked you at the very last minute to come and join the conversation, and that could be I know it can be a very daunting experience for somebody just to, on the last minute to prepare for something like this. But both of you guys were absolutely amazing, 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 and so thank you very much for sacrificing your time. Thank you for showing up, Rafik and Sibakaze. Thank you for the character that you guys are showing. I don't know how we would have handled back 20 years ago, but you guys are teaching the adults so many valuable lessons in your approach, in your maturity, and I think we've got a thing or two to learn from you guys. So allow me, as the Western Cape Teachers Forum administrator, to wish you nothing but the very best as you prepare for the 5th of November final or end of year examinations. I know you guys are going to be proud, making yourselves proud, making your parents proud, making your communities proud, and you're going to make meaningful impacts in the lives of those that are around you. So keep pushing, keep going, never give up, and may God bless each and every single one of you.
Thank you.
All
thank
right,
you.
Thank
colleagues.
you very much.
Thank you very much. So, colleagues, thank you very much for joining in tonight. It was an amazing engagement here. We absolutely enjoyed the comments, the messages of support. We enjoyed everybody who took part in the discussion, and this will most certainly not be the very last. And allow me to wish the teachers a very well-deserved break next week as they have a 5 week. Yeah, it could very well be a 5 minute, but a 5 day break. As they prepare for term 4, which is a very short one. And I'll end off on the Rosalia Dawn Davidos that says, the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. And that comes from Eleanor Roosevelt. So, colleagues, guys, Sivakazi and Rafi, go well, good night, and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.